Moncton, a fairly small river city in the province of New Brunswick and the country of Canada. Seemingly uninteresting, however sometimes the most interesting things are held in the most unexpected places. New Brunswick is a city next to the Petitcodiac River in New Brunswick, which is a province in Canada. And while it seems considerably inconspicuous, it is in fact very unique. For one instance, its tides are not normal. The Bay of Fundy tidal bore has unusually fast increasing tides and is one of the reasons why Moncton is such a unique place to visit. These strange tides also lead to some of Moncton's other attractions, such as the Hopewell Rocks, which are unusual stacks of rocks that have been carved by these interesting tides. Fort Beauséjour is another historical totem of the past. This French fort can be found close to the city and is very interesting to visit. You can see how times have truly changed in the Americas, and it's a great reminder of where we started compared to where we are now. Near the city of Moncton, you can find Lutz Mountain, which is a nice place to visit and relax. However, it is also partially in the vicinity of an area that is known as the Magnetic Hill Limits. This is a naturally forming optical illusion near Moncton, where if you park your car in the area, back away, and look at it, it will seem as if the car is floating up the hill. Moncton is also near a few rivers. In New Brunswick, there are three major rivers: Miramichi, the Petitcodiac, and St. John. Moncton is right on the Petitcodiac and has a number of beautiful beaches that you can visit. Among them are Fundy's Cape Enrage with its rapidly increasing tides, La Dune de Bouctouche with long beautiful bridges over the sand, and Gagnon Beach with its beautiful sandy coastline. Along these coasts are ports near the city that help it become more economically advanced. Campobello, Shediac, Grande Digue, Sackville, and Bouctouche are all great ports that help the city and its people. Moncton is mostly in the maritime climate, which can be found along many areas by the Atlantic coast. While the summers are warm, the winters are extremely cold and snowy, and it is partly cloudy year-round. Over the course of the year, the temperature normally varies between 9 degrees Fahrenheit to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Moncton can be found in the New Brunswick lowlands, while the province as a whole can be found in the Hudson Bay lowlands. Moncton is a fairly cold place, with many great ports, beaches, and natural land formations. Moncton has a population of 158,695 people. The city had been seeing a steady, yet impressively large rise ever since the mid-1800s. Moncton also has a good amount of attractions for tourists and citizens. These attractions include the Bay of Fundy tidal bore, Hopewell Rocks, Bouctouche, and Centennial Park. Canada is full of many ethnic groups, most of which are English and French, and Moncton reflects this. In 2016, about 87.6% of the city's population was white, 7.4% black, and 5% Aboriginal. 64.6% of the population could speak English, while 31.9% could speak French. About 46% of the Monctonian population spoke both languages, and Moncton became the first official bilingual Canadian city in 2002. However, Moncton isn't as nearly diverse when it comes to religion. About 80.9% of the population is Christian, 18.74% not affiliated, and 0.72% is Muslim. Moncton also has a strong economy, where most of the people work in commercial, distribution, and transportation. Many people use the bus to travel across the city, but there's also a good amount of people that use other means of travel through the common streets and trails found throughout the city. While Moncton is an urbanized city, it's still generally rural and suburban in most parts of the area. Not just in Moncton, but across New Brunswick and other eastern Canadian areas, floods are fairly common, with the St. John River floods of 1973, 2008, and the Ontario, Quebec, and New Brunswick floods of 2019. It's not exactly unheard of for the more Atlantic regions of Canada to have a flood from time to time. And being directly next to the Petitcodiac River, it unfortunately puts the city of Moncton as a prime target for floods and other disasters. However, while Moncton may not be the best place to be during a flood, it's good that at least the water rushing into the city would be fairly clean. It turns out that Moncton does a fantastic job at keeping their pollution to a minimum. In fact, the biggest complaint about the environment that's received from Moncton is their slight lack of parks. In conclusion, Moncton is a clean city with many great attractions and wonders. There are many great things to see and do within the borders of this small, humble city in New Brunswick.